Good
We
morning,
are Anita
Karen.
and Cheryl, all in alignment, creating sacred spaces. Your home, your heart, your health, and your harmony are below that. They're part of it. They're as important as everything else because it all ties into creating the sacred space that you can live in. And imagine how that shifts. That shifts everything going on in your world. Wow. And every Friday, we get our inspiration and our topic and our theme from the Feng Shui. Can you say it today, Anita?
Personal Paradise card deck from our teacher, mentor, friend, founder of the Western School of Feng Shui, Tara Catherine Collins.
And I
Wow.
tease Anita because we were shooting some short videos yesterday and she could not. She could
Blah, blah,
not
blah.
spit that out. So what were we doing yesterday, Anita?
Well, I gotta say good morning to KJ joining us all the way from Vancouver.
Oh, well, very cool.
I should have been a DJ or a radio announcer or something. Yeah, well, I'll just grab this big mic here.
So what were we doing? Why were we shooting videos yesterday?
Yes, thank you. We were shooting videos yesterday because our new friend in this lifetime, I'm sure we've spent other
Oh, I'm
lifetimes.
pretty sure.
Well, she has this platform called Uncommon Wisdom. And of course,
Cool.
that kind of falls in alignment with what we, uncommon wisdom. But once you learn the wisdom we teach, then you go, oh, that makes sense. Anyways, we were shooting some videos for Kirsten for her Uncommon Wisdom platform. More about that in the coming days. And Kirsten is going to be on our virtual Power of an Unstoppable Woman stage, April 23rd.
Woohoo! And here's the cool part.
Hmm.
She's going to talk about sacred geometry. Yay!
Oh, and I just have to tell you, Kirsten, right now, while I'm thinking of it, my mother, who is an amazing angel, earth angel, she's often called an earth angel. She actually, way back in the day, I'm going to say probably in the early 80s, she studied in person with Melchizedek.
Yeah.
Just so you know. Anyways,
Very cool.
Side note. Okay, what do we do here?
All right. Well, you know what? I've been shuffling. We have 3 cards for our theme for the day already.
Okay.
And the first one that came out is the number 43 card, House Clearings and Blessings.
Oh, yeah.
The second one that came out is the number 4 card, Crystals. And the third one that came out is the number 26 card, Family Room.
Family Room?
Yes. Now check this out. Even though we've had an interview with Tara Catherine Collins and she did not intentionally frame these cards with the 5 elements, look at the elements that came out today.
She didn't intentionally do that?
No.
What? Oh, I thought she did.
No, she said that was totally unintentional.
Oh.
So the yellow is a representation of the earth.
Earth.
Green is a representation of wood. And the red is a representation of fire. So talk about some nice balance in the elements that came out today. That beautiful nourishing cycle. All right, so where do you want to start? You want to start with house clearings, house cleansing and blessings, crystals, or family?
No, I'm going to start with crystals because I put in my pocket this morning.
Well, that would be why it came flying out.
Look at this. I put in my pocket this morning a beautiful little citrine.
Citrine, yep.
And then I put this in my pocket this morning, and that falls into sacred geometry, like holy moly.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful.
So this, again, my mother was at some spiritual conference somewhere. I don't know, maybe who knows where she was at, because she's traveled all over the place. Anyways, and she bought this, and there's a story, of course, behind
Always.
it. But yeah, it's a powerful activation, sacred geometry thing. Anyways, so yeah, I put those in my pocket this morning because
Well,
they
you
were
never, there's
my dress.
always, because we're all connected. Everything is energy.
Mm-hmm.
And the last few weeks, Anita and I both showed up with our pink framed glasses. And today I was like, yeah, no, I want to match it up with the heart pendant that my dear friend Liliana Avila gave to me. And she, by the way, was just awarded one of the best businesses in the Americas for placing students
Wow.
in London, England. She's from Mexico City. So
Wow.
she's
Good
there
job,
receiving her
Donna.
award right now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so shout out to Liliana. So look at us talking about pendants and gifts this morning, but these cards and what you're wearing and what I'm wearing, we're covering all spectrums. You've
Oh
got
yeah,
the yellow
I'm
citrine
I'm
coming
doing
out.
metal. I want it to be a little bit more mental energy today because
Yeah,
I've been a little bit anyways, yeah. Mhm.
you've been busy. Distracted. It's all good. Anyway, so we've both changed things up today, and yet the colors and the cards and the elements are really coming into play. So let's go back to talking about those crystals because that's citrine. Maybe
Mhm.
that's why I decided on these glasses with the yellow.
Mhm.
Citrine, let's talk about citrine.
Mhm. So citrine is one of those crystals that doesn't hold on to your energy. So it doesn't need to be cleared, let's say, compared to let's say a quartz crystal, right?
Yes.
So this is a double pointed quartz crystal. If I'm holding on to it, then I'm imbuing or infusing my energy into it. And the quartz crystal is a transmitter and receiver. Now, then if my grandchildren come over here and they're, holding on to it, then they're putting their
Mhm.
energy into it. And so then depending on who's putting their energy into your crystals, you may want to clear them with sea salt or Epsom salts or under the light of the full moon.
Which is coming up, and that ties into the house clearing and blessings. I held up my cell phone because many people, oh, crystals, whatever, that's all woo-woo stuff. Well, what do you think is in your cell phone? Every single electronic device going back to your watches and your time clocks. They've used crystals in them, people. Hello, because they are transmitting and receiving devices. Science has known this
Mhm.
for decades.
Yeah,
Feng
what do you
Shui has known this.
yeah, computers, radio stuff, all of it
Everything,
is
every every
has
electronic device
crystal
has crystals
energy.
in it.
Yeah, it does. It does.
So we utilize, and you grab that, and it's perfect, Anita, because we talk about the Bagua and anchoring and supporting areas of your home or your office or your apartment or your business, or it doesn't matter where you are, wherever you're stationed. And if an area is not, an area of the Bagua is not being supported, we recommend burying a double terminated clear
Mhm.
quartz crystal because it anchors into Gaia.
Yeah, and then you know what? And that actually all ties back into sacred geometry
Yes, it does.
because there's a torus field of
Toroidal field.
energy, toroidal field, and I mean that, that's a whole other thing. You can read about it in my book, or I think don't we have an ebook on explanation
Yep,
of
you betcha. You
yeah.
bet. That's why the bog wall works.
Oh yeah,
Read a
there you
little bit
go.
in
Okay.
that. And that's part of, and that's why I'm so excited about Tuesday night's virtual stage with Shearson, with KJ, we call her,
Mm-hmm.
because she's going to talk a little bit. I mean, it's only 50 minutes, people. So she's not, sacred geometry is an entire study, kind of like feng shui, but
Yeah.
she's going to get us started on that journey. And oh my gosh, I'm just, a kid in a
Well,
candy store when she
you
said
know what's
yes.
really interesting? I mean, you manifested that
Yep.
because last week you were talking about your personal fascination and curiosity as of late with sacred geometry, right? Then we actually had someone else scheduled on our virtual stage for Tuesday night. And so
And
Kirsten,
she'll come back.
and
Yep.
she'll come back. Yep. So the timing just wasn't right. Anyways, and Kirsten, willingly said, sure, I'll jump in with you. And so that was amazing. And then I said to you last night, I said, okay, well, you manifested that because it's all about your energy and the sacred geometry. So
Yep. And I'm 100% fine with that.
yeah. So how cool is that?
It's awesome. Okay,
So
back to the crystals and house clearing because I think the two go hand in hand.
okay, and so you have to talk for a moment because I have to just step down the stairs for a moment.
Oh, okay, sure. So we have a full moon coming up, and many of you know that when you do want to clear your crystals, the light of the full moon is a great way of doing that. It's also about your intention. Intention, as Adirondha says, is everything. And it truly is. So gathering up, and I use trays. I put a nice, our friend David T. Gross taught us that one of the things the monks do to clear energy and crystals, he had us do this before the Power of an Unstoppable Woman event last year, because we gave everybody some citrine. And he wanted to ensure that the intention was pure as we were gifting these out. So he had us do a ceremony with layers of white cotton fabric in between it and setting them out in the full sun. And he had a little ritual and stuff that he shared with us all the way around that, which we can't get into. We don't have that kind of time. But your intention on clearing your crystals is as important as your intention in clearing your home. Now, Anita, one of their rental properties, they've just had a bunch of renovations and stuff done in it. So whether or not she's gotten back there to house clear and bless, I'm sure that's on her to-do list. We're in the middle of doing some renovations. But as I'm going through the house, I got this insight yesterday morning. And part of it came from a conversation about Akashic records and everything is energy with Reverend Deanne Rose that I had last week about appreciation and us having a conversation and including all in alignment, our business in our conversations, including Power of an Unstoppable Woman when we're talking about it as an energy in our conversations. So yesterday morning, I was having my coffee and I set down my cup and I was going to go get busy and went, whoa, why don't you walk around your house and just appreciate every single room in your home?
Oh, good idea.
And I
Mm-hmm.
thoroughly enjoyed doing that because we've been here for over 20 years. There's a lot of memories, there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of everything in this place. But more importantly, it's provided us a place that are the three foundations that we talk about in Feng Shui. It provides us safety, it provides us security, and it provides us a place that's aesthetically pleasing.
Mm-hmm.
So walking around and going through every room, where I've done lots of times clearing, but I've never gone through every room and thanked it.
Or even having that conversation, maybe when you're in a meditation, right?
Mhm.
Have a conversation with your home and say, what do you need from me? What can I do for you? Because you've done so much for me.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's energy. It's an energetic being all of its own. So why
Yeah.
not welcome it in? Why not appreciate and thank it for what it's provided for us? So it was a very cool insight yesterday morning.
Hmm.
Totally enjoyed that. And I'll be doing that some more. So maybe that's the blessings in the house clearing, the blessings that came up. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
And again, it's a reminder for me because you're absolutely right. I have not done anything in that property yet, but I was waiting for the the reno, the contractor guys to be done, and they're
Mhm.
done. And so, yeah, that'll be
Added
some
to the list.
added to the list.
Well, and I'm not sure what date, so someone can pop in the chat. I know we have a full moon coming up. I looked outside when I let the dog out this morning at 3 a.m. and it was like, oh, that's pretty close. And our friend Karen, who is an astrologer, made
Oh,
a
yes.
very fascinating post about the 20th.
Mhm.
And we had in our Power of an Unstoppable, or sorry, Power of Eight group on Wednesday, an
Mhm.
astrologer from London, Cole, who also talked about the energy and what's happening today and tomorrow, and the importance of our energy in that time frame.
Mhm. Mhm.
Did you get a chance to read that, Anita?
I
The
did, and you know what? I did read it before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was great to have as a reminder. And you know what? I'm just going to share the link,
Please.
everybody, because it is really, really good. And so Michelle Karen is considered by our friend Lee Carroll.
Mhm.
He actually has said that Michelle Karen is the only quantum astrologer in the world. Like she is like way up here. She lives part-time in Arizona and the other time in
Finland.
Helsinki, isn't it?
Yep, Finland. Yep.
Finland. And we, Cheryl and I had the privilege of traveling with that beautiful woman, and she's just such a light. Anyways, so I'm gonna grab a link and I'm gonna share it so you can all read that because it's pretty cool.
It is very cool. And the importance about tomorrow, well, today, tomorrow, this time frame, because they both Cole and Karen said the energy is, as always, on both ends of the specific date, but the power of it and the power of our intentions. So for us, for the power of an unstoppable woman, being very clear and setting our intention on its success and its drawing in, because we've started, and you'll see that if you're a member of our virtual stage, our Power of an Unstoppable Woman Facebook group, which I believe everybody that's on here is. We've put out our call for speakers.
Yes, we have.
Yes, they get first dibs, so to speak. They get the first opportunity to apply, and then we'll go out into a further and a broader audience, because we want to ensure that this coming October's Power of an Unstoppable Woman live event is better than last year. And we had some fantastic speakers last year.
Oh,
So
yes.
now we need to up our game. So we need the energetics, the universal energy, the quantum energy to bring the sacred geometry energy to bring in the energetics to make this even better.
Yeah, we can infuse our double quartz crystals with that energy. We can do all that good stuff. Okay, so let's talk about
Family room,
family room number 26,
number
which
26.
equals an 8. And Connie, our friend Connie, she's been laid up for a couple of months, and she said she's been sleeping in her family room. Um, you know what? And our family room, Connie, our family room actually also has had a temporary bed in it for the last month.
Yep.
And once that, is no longer there, then I'm gonna have to do some clearing in that room, for sure. And maybe I should stick some crystals under that bed. No,
Ooh.
I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, sometimes, right? Sometimes life happens and
Absolutely.
things have to shift in your space, as is your house, Connie, and as is in, my house. But it is that family room, right? It's that area where we do bring the family together. And so often we see, Cheryl and I, in people's homes, in the family room is this big ass TV, you know? And it really is unfortunate that our society has gravitated and, evolved to that degree where the family room now takes secondary,
Precedent.
you know, it's- it, the programming machine, program, what program is on. That is the thing that is in command of the space and demanding the attention. And, so if that is for you, then I would invite you to think about how the family relationships are. Is there great communication happening? Is there some, unity, some loving support, all of those kind of things? And if not, is it maybe perhaps because, when you're gathering, when you're getting together as a family after supper, everybody is focused their attention and their intention on that big thing in front of them. Yeah. That's kind of a little angst or a thorn that I have. Well, maybe I don't want to program that. In our previous home, in our family room, we did not have a TV at all. That was actually the last two houses. And then this one, just because it's smaller and the layout and whatever, I had to concede, but I sure didn't want to. But anyways, personal choices.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. And there can be some good things on them. Right. So I find if I'm watching, because I mean, we have one TV in our house and it's not in the family room, it's downstairs. I'll go to YouTube, I'll watch some sacred geometry videos, or I've been watching a lot of YouTube gardening videos lately. So it's what you choose to watch on it as well.
Yes.
Because whatever you're watching, like you said, where your attention is going, intention follows, which means energy is there, and all of that is being subliminally imprinted. All of it. For better or not. So very interesting. But family rooms sometimes need some blessings and some cleansing. And that really depends on what's been happening in the space. But with this new fresh air, it can be as simple as opening the doors and windows and inviting in some fresh air from fresh energy, some fresh perspective. Move the furniture around a little bit. It doesn't take much to clear the energy in a space.
You could dust, move all those little tchotchkes or whatever you call those things.
Tchotchke,
yeah, those things.
Those things. But moving 27 things, otherwise known as dusting.
Otherwise known as dusting. And then again, when you are looking through your feng shui eyes in the family room, is it reflecting, right? Is it reflecting that
family
unity, that communication, that relationship, the support for one another? And again, it may be the support of, does the chair or the Chesterfield, is it comfortable? Is it inviting? Does it feel like it supports you and hugs you? Or, is there a spring poking up that's telling you not to sit there? Right. So it's sometimes it's just those little subtle energies that will keep you out of a space or keep someone else out of a space. You might have your favorite chair and nobody else comes in there because the Chesterfield's all lumpy and bumpy, or we've seen this too, Cheryl, where there's this beautiful family room area, aesthetically it looks very inviting and warm and draws you in, and then the couch, a full-size couch that could potentially seat 4 people has like 15 pillows on it, right?
Yep.
And then the pillows are like, sorry, this spot's
there's no room for you.
Sorry, no, you have to. And so, again, subtly, it tells you, nah, don't come in here. And yet, the decorator or whatever person goes, oh, this is what makes it look nice. But energetically, it's not inviting people. It's not welcoming them. It's not providing that comfort and safety, which is what this is all about.
100%. And I want to add to that what we call the space. So we've talked about when you call something a junk drawer,
Yes.
it gets filled and it talks and it fills up with junk. We've actually been in homes where the family room was called, are you ready for this? The interrogation space. Would anybody ever want to just comfortably come in and sit down in there?
No, not at all. Because that's
So
the
words have
interrogation
power.
room.
If the only time that people gather in that space is because something's happened and they're being interrogated, it's like, I'd avoid that space like the plague. Fascinating what we talk about and what we call things. And like Anita said, it's that subliminal, that subtle energy that can have such a huge impact on things. And our words have a lot and carry a lot of energy.
Absolutely.
Because they're part and parcel. So let's talk about the number. We got a 43, which is a 7. A 26, which is an 8. And together they're 15, which is a 6. And then a 4. So we have
10.
What kind of day do we
Before
have
you go
today?
and talk about the numbers, I just wanted to say hello to Karen joining us from California.
Beautiful. Hey, Karen.
And we got Danielle joining us from Cherryville, BC. So anyways, just want to give a shout out to those. And I know that our other Sharon is probably going to be listening to the replay. And I just want to give a shout out and a happy birthday.
Happy belated birthday. Yeah.
Yesterday. So anyways, that was on my mind. I had to just spit that out. Okay, numbers.
Perfect.
Number 1, 10.
Number 1. You know, I always refer to the double digitology, Marilyn and Joy. So the 1 stands alone by itself. We mentioned earlier the shape of the digit is important in understanding its frequency. Remember that frequency equals energy, which equals vibration, which equals meaning. The 1 magnifies your intention to manifest a new project. It creates a flow for new beginnings. So if you have a project, event, or plan you have been thinking about for a while, it's time to get started. So there goes for us. Power of an Unstoppable Woman live coming up. It goes for KJ and the brand new Uncommon Wisdom platform. And I'm sure it goes for everybody watching us. And we thank you.
I want you to touch on just for a moment 0, because 0 is very important and very seldom gets any attention.
Well, I don't know if Adrain talks. Oh, she does too.
Because zero actually, and maybe Sherston will be talking about this with sacred geometry, but 0, you know, you've heard of 0 point field. Anyway, zero actually has a lot of potency.
Okay, so the meaning of 0? The meaning of 0 is simple. The 0 is source energy.
Aha, there we go.
So, for example, if you see a 10, then that is a 1 plus source. Everything with the 0 or multiplies zeros is magnification of source. Source is reflecting or acting in your life or wanting your attention at that moment. Thank you for bringing that up. Woo! Feel that energy. Love it.
Did you just get a little goosey bump?
I did so.